Hello there. Welcome to a bonus episode of the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast. This is a Q&A episode where I am answering questions that I have heard along the way related to my one-on-one coaching. Now, here is why I'm doing this. Actually, let's back up. In case we're new friends and you're saying, I don't know if I want to listen to this, let me tell you who I am really quick. This is a bonus episode. So you're going to get the goodness, the practical, actionable marketing help, and all of the other podcast episodes that I've put out there and will continue to do. This episode is a way for me to talk to those of you who have been wondering about one-on-one coaching. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard me talk about clients that have gone through it, but you still have some questions. And this is my way of talking directly to you and answering those questions. All right. Now, before we do that, let me tell you who I am and who I help, just in case you happen to land on this and you have not, or we have not met yet. Now, my name is Denise Alvarez. I'm the owner of Storm Lily Marketing, the host of the How to Market Your Horse Business podcast, and I help dream-chasing horse business owners to see clearly through the marketing overwhelm so you can create a clear message and a cohesive plan for your social media, your website, and your email marketing. The plan that's going to turn your online audience into your customers. I do that through one-on-one coaching, which you'll hear about today, website design and website copywriting, and then education. The podcast is a part of that, and I have some online learning resources as well. That's what I do in a nutshell. Okay, but this episode is a little different. You'll notice there was no music. I'm just jumping in to talk to you friend to friend and answer some questions about one-on-one coaching. What I'm realizing is that coaching can look very different in a business aspect. Many people understand and know what that looks like when you have a coach, when you're a rider, or even when you're a trainer and you call someone in for help. It's the same concept here, but I'm going to more clearly define it for you. So I'm going to do this in literally a Q&A framework. So I'm going to give you the question, give you the answer, and hopefully this will give you some clarity. If you've been thinking, I don't know if coaching is what I need right now, I'm not really sure how I need help, or I'm not really sure where to go for the kind of help that I'm needing, then my goal is that at the end of this, very brief, I promise it's brief. I just have a few questions I want to answer for you. And at the end of this time, my goal is clarity. Always my goal is clarity, right? If you've met me before, you know I talk about that. So I want you to be clear on if coaching is for you, and if it is, what your next steps are. All right. So the first question is, what is the difference between a clarity coaching call and your Take the Reins program? So if you go to my website right now and you look at the coaching options, you're going to see two options. Okay. Number one, you can book a clarity coaching call, or you can apply for Take the Reins. So let's look at the first one, clarity coaching call. That is 60 minutes one-on-one with me, and essentially frame it as you bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. So you come in with your problem. Denise, I don't know. I want to launch this new program. I'm not sure what my next steps are. I want to try email marketing, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what to put in an email newsletter. Can you just audit my social media with me on a call and give me some answers? So you see what I'm doing here? You come in with the problems, and I come in and just give you next steps, give you some clarity on what to do moving forward. It's a crash course. I always tell people at the front, like, I promise you, you will not leave this clarity coaching call with a shortage of ideas, but you will also not leave this call feeling overwhelmed. My goal is always at the end of that call that you have clearly defined steps. I record the call so that you have access to the recording and you can download it for access later on. And then I give you a document where I've been taking notes on our call, and then I outline, these are the next steps I want you to take. And then you can go from there and book another call in a few months if you want. But this call is specific to a project, specific to a purpose. You come in with it knowing exactly what you want to talk about. You are taking the lead on that call. I'm there to help and support you. That is clarity coaching call. It's 60 minutes, and you can book one anytime. If you go to stormlily.com/clarity, it's a super simple process. So that is the clarity coaching calls. All right. Now Take the Reins. That is a very personalized one-on-one coaching program in a 6-month container. So it is not a one-off. It is actually giving you the framework and the program to create and implement a cohesive social media, website, and email marketing strategy. We touch all three of those inside of Take the Reins. In addition, we very first work on your messaging and get clear on your audience. So we give you clarity and then we make the plan. In those first 3 months, we walk through the framework. In the second 3 months, then I'm there to support you as you implement it. So that is the difference. So clarity coaching call, you bring the questions. I come at the ready to help you. There is no support in between clarity coaching calls. Okay. It's just right there on that call. Take the reins. I walk you through a framework to get the best results for the long term, and you have support along the way. All right. So that is the difference between the two. So then your question may be, Denise, I don't know. Who are those best for? Like, who would you recommend do a clarity coaching call, and who would you recommend do Take the Reins? So here's how I would frame that for you. A clarity coaching call is best for those of you who are really clear on what it is that you want to accomplish on a call, and who are actually very good at doing your homework and making things happen. Okay. So if you do not want to get on a clarity coaching call, if you're not somebody who needs accountability, or if you are someone who needs a lot of accountability. Okay. If you need that support, if you need to be able to get on a regular basis of being on calls because you'll be more prone to do your homework between calls, that's not for you. Clarity coaching call is if you're like, I'm self-disciplined. I can do this. I just need someone to help me see through the mud or help me see the next steps, or that understands a launch strategy and that understands email marketing, understands content. Then you get on a clarity coaching call and we dive into that specific problem. Take the Reins is really best if you are the person who's saying, I don't just want a Band-Aid, I want a comprehensive strategy. Like, I really want to get clarity on my audience, but then I want a plan that I can implement on my own for my social media. I want to know what days of the week I should post on and what content is going to move the needle to make those followers become my customers. I'm tired of being overwhelmed. I want a clear plan, and I'm committed to do the work in between the calls. So Take the Reins coaching clients, the ones who have the most success, okay, are the ones who are committed. They're committed to showing up, committed to booking your calls. So you get the link. You're responsible for booking your call, and then I meet you there, okay? You're growth oriented. You're saying, I'm here, I'm in this because I do want to grow my equestrian business. I'm an action taker. I know where I'm going. I'm willing to do what it takes to get there, but I need someone who can help me see through the weeds. I need someone who is outside of the daily grind that I am in to help me get clarity on my marketing moving forward. And also, Take the Reins clients, the ones who experience the best success, are already giving their customers and clients a high quality experience. They care about their customers, right? They're giving them a high quality experience from their first interaction on social media to getting them to the website, to getting into their inbox. They care about that process. So if you're someone who really is just fine doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you're not really fit for Take the Reins. Take the Reins is for the person who's saying, I'm ready to have a strategy in place. It does not have to be overwhelming. We can simplify it. But simple doesn't mean that you're doing just a little bit of everything. Simple means you have a plan that you are following, and it might be posting 3 or 4 days a week on social media, and you might say it's 7 days a week. But either way, you're going to stick to the plan. But you want a plan, right? You're saying, I'm tired of trying to watch all of the YouTube videos. I'm tired of trying to digest all of the online courses out there. I want someone to guide me through the process. That is who Take the Reins is best for. Okay, so that being said, the rest of the questions that I want to answer for you today are specific to Take the Reins because, of course, it's a more inclusive program. It's a more of an investment for you as a horse business owner, and I understand that. And so I want to make sure you're very clear on what's involved in that. Clarity coaching calls, I think you've got a pretty good picture of what that is. So again, you can book that anytime, okay? Take the Reins, you do apply. And the reason, I'll make this the first question, okay? So the rest of the questions are Take the Reins. Number 1, why is there an application process, Denise? Because I understand that Take the Reins is not for everyone. And I understand that you're going to get the best results if we're a good fit for each other. If you really have a clear goal in place, if you know where you're going with your horse business, if you're committed to email marketing and making it work for your business. Doesn't mean you're committed to emailing every single week. But if you apply and you tell me, Denise, I'm just not sold, I don't think email marketing will work for me, that's cool. I want you to succeed in your business, but you're not a fit for Take the Reins because email marketing is a key component of the strategy that we're going to put in place. And so it's not a fit for you, and that's okay. But that's why there's an application process, okay? So what happens is you apply, and then if it looks like it's a fit, you and I get on a call together so that I can ask you some questions to really better understand where you're at with your business. And you can ask me questions to better understand if Take the Reins is for you. So that's why there's an application process, because I desperately want to make sure, not desperate, that may not be the right word, but I passionately want to make sure the right people are getting in the door. Okay. All right, so let me answer the question. Take the Reins. How long does it last? Okay, I told you a little bit of that before. It is 6 months. Okay, it's a 6-month container. So from call number one, it ends at the end of 6 months from that day. So what that means is I told you, you book your own calls. Now I give you the link and I say, okay, within 2 weeks, I want you to book this call, but you know your schedule and I give you a scheduling link and you book it. So what that means is if you're on top of it and you book what we do is 2 90-minute calls the first 3 months. So month 1, month 2, and month 3. All right. We're going through 2 90-minute calls each month. And in those calls, I'm walking you through a framework and we're going to make a clear plan for your marketing. Between those calls, you have support. And then once we've completed those first 6 calls, the remainder of the 6-month container is support as you implement your plan. Because what I learned is we can create your clear plan in 3 months. Absolutely. But then at the end of that time, sometimes you need a little bit of support as you're implementing the plan. You need someone to troubleshoot with, right? Somebody to say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Where's the miss? Or, hey, on this call, can we talk about this specific launch that's coming up? I want help with these specific things because I'm implementing the plan. That's what we do in the final 3 months of that coaching program. Okay. So that's why it's 6 months. Yes, we create the plan in 3. And then the next 3, you are implementing the plan and I am supporting you along the way. Okay. And so in those, we have monthly calls. That is how long it lasts. Now, in that time, we are giving you clear brand messaging, clarifying who you're marketing to and the way you speak to them so your content will attract the right person. We're looking at your social media and creating a detailed plan so that you know what days to post and what to say in your post to build connections that are going to turn your audience into your customers. We also are looking at your website experience, making sure that your customers have a clearly defined journey with simple navigation and powerful copy that's going to, again, take them along the way to becoming your customers. The right people, very important. We want the right people to become your customers. And then we're creating a plan for your email marketing as well, getting that lead magnet created that's going to qualify your leads, getting them onto your email list, and then making a plan for your email newsletter. That's what we do in those first 3 months. And yes, it's a lot, but that's why I'm here. You're not flying solo. You're not flying blind. I'm taking you through a framework. Okay. Let's bring me to the next question. Will I have homework? Yes, absolutely. You will not have homework in the dark, meaning I have been in a coaching program before where at the end of the call, she was telling me what to do, but I was making notes and hoping that I got it right. And then I was going to create the spreadsheets to do what I was told to do. So for example, she said, I want you to go evaluate your offers. But she didn't have any resources to help me do that. I had to then go in and create the spreadsheet to do it. That's not what I want for you. Okay. So I am going to give you the resources you need to do the homework that I'm going to give you. It will be laid out at the end of every call. I'll send you a Google document and says, this is your homework. Here are the things I want you to do. Here are the resources we mentioned. This is, where you're going to go create your email newsletter. And this is what it's going to look like. You'll get access to things that I have created in my business along the way, to my online education. I'll give you access to what you need to be able to do your homework well. All right. So you will have homework with support, but let me just say, it's still your job as a coaching client to do your homework in order to get the results. Okay. This is something that I have learned as well when it comes to coaching. 50% is me, 50% is you. Okay. I will bring 100% of me and all I've got. I need you to bring 100% of you in order to get the results. And the clients that do that, those are the ones that experience the success. Okay. Next question. Is it pre-recorded? No, absolutely not. I am taking you through a framework that I've created, and it's the same framework that I walk through with every client, but we are doing it together. It's a customized one-on-one approach. So we're doing it on a Zoom call. I'm not sending you pre-recorded materials unless it's an online resource I have created previously that's going to help you in your journey. But as far as our coaching calls, you're not consuming pre-recorded content. We are on a call together. Now, last question. How is this different than hiring a general business coach? So what I do is specific to marketing. Okay, it's marketing coaching. Excuse me. It is different than just a general business coach, and here's why. I've mentioned this before, but the fact that there's a framework is really is one of the three things that makes this so different, okay? Because I've been through coaching programs where I met with a coach, and when I showed up, it was very much like the Clarity coaching calls. What are we working on today? How can I help you? Which is so nice and kind, but sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you want somebody to take you through a process because you don't know exactly what you need help with or where the gaps are. So that's why we walk through a framework, because you're coming in saying, I'm overwhelmed with marketing. And sometimes you're coming in saying, I need help with social media. But I start with a framework because I promise you, when we go back and clarify your audience and your messaging, then when we get to the social media day, it looks completely different than it would have if we would have just started with social media. So we go through a framework for a reason. Not every coach does that, but it's very important to me that we walk you through this process to get the best results. Number two, what makes this different is the focus. I'm not a general business coach because I have the specialty of marketing. And so when it comes to your website copy, when it comes to setting goals for your business, when it comes to measuring what matters, all of those things, I bring my expertise with a focus on your marketing. And let me just remind you, my focus also is your success, which is very personal to you. So we will define success from the get-go, because I'm not here to help every person reach a certain number of followers or a certain number of income. I'm here to help you reach the goals you have for your horse business. And lastly, it's different because you have a friend, you have a support system. Now, yes, there are many coaches out there who are doing that as well, but in this framework and inside of Take the Reins, I do the calls with you, but then I'm available throughout. So as you're working on your lead magnet and you're designing it in Canva, you're going to send me a link and say, give me some feedback. And then I'm going to record a video for you and send it back and say, here's what I would change. Here's what I love that you did. Change out this picture. Here's why. Edit this copy. Here's why. Okay. I'm here to support you along the way. So that's how it's a bit different. All right. Now, I have one more thing I want to tell you. I've answered all your questions. I know sometimes I talk quickly, so I apologize in advance, but I just want to remind you that as an equestrian business owner, I know you have a specific goal in mind for your business and you want to have results. You want to see a return on investment for Take the Reins or marketing or whatever it is. And let me just remind you of this. Results do not happen by accident. You're going to get results from your marketing because you've followed a system and a process, taken the steps, done the work, and received the help that you need to get where you want to go. Period. End of story. It's going to take intention. And so if you are ready to finally have that clear path to build connections that will lead to customers online, then I invite you to check out and apply for Take the Reins. Head to stormlily.com/reins. And you'll learn more there about who it's for and who it's not. But I think if you've listened all the way to this Q&A, you have a pretty clear idea if it's for you or not. So you can jump there, hit that apply button, and we will talk on Zoom very soon. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope this gives you the clarity that you needed about one-on-one coaching. But of course, if you have any other questions that I did not answer, reach out at any time. You can email me, Denise@stormlily.com, or you can head and find me on social media, Instagram and Facebook. I would love to connect with you there. I wish you the very, very best in your equestrian entrepreneurial journey, and I hope you have an amazing day.